everyone. This call, this live today is going to be all about the business, our mission here at Purium, and what we do in every given day. And it's a breakdown for all of you who have been interested in the business, who maybe are considering joining and want to know what does it take, what do we do all day, how we work our business. So I'm going to bring on my colleague and friend Kushirawa, and we're going to share all the nitty-gritty. Let's see.
Hi, beautiful.
Oh, hey, that was a little bit of a lag time. Instagram's acting up today.
Good to see you. We're here.
Yes, I wanted to bring up how most people can make the assumption that what we do in our business is just sell products. And there's so much more that goes on with our business than just selling products. You would agree. I mean,
Yeah.
we are a transformation company. We are literally guiding people into their transformation for better health and better wealth, and just changing and shifting their relationship with food, educating the public. I mean, do you have any comments about that when people say, like, oh, you sell products?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is at the core of what we do. It is at the core of being a part of and linking arms with the transformation company. But I mean, aside from selling products, we help people transform their lives, transform their health, transform their mindset, transform their financial status. And there's just so many different elements of working this business that are so outside of just the selling of products. I don't think I could do this personally if it was just selling products all the time. It would just be exhausting on my mind, it would be exhausting on my heart, and it would just feel like that regular 9 to 5 sort of schedule.
I agree 100%. And I think that's what distinguishes Purium, our company, and our superfoods from other companies that are just being sold on the shelves or online and nothing more. People buy the product and that's it. And so we're going to break down what it is to be a part of Purium, because really we are a movement. And I actually have my cue cards here, guys, because I don't want to miss any of the topics for you. So I will glance at them. But just so you guys have a really in-depth understanding coming into this business, what it takes, So I'll start with the first heading and then I'll pass the torch to you. So I'm going to start with activism. Activism is the very first thing that we do. It's all about soil health, and this is something I didn't care about or know about 2.5 years ago before my Purium journey, about Monsanto and the effects of our depleted soil and our food food being sprayed on with glyphosate and other chemicals, right? And so it's really educating the public about proper soil health, as well as solutions for regenerative agriculture and the importance of this. Like, why is it so important that we are growing our food this way? It is because eating 1 carrot, like, you have to eat probably 20 carrots, I think it was, to have the nutritional equivalent of 1 organic carrot grown from regenerative soil. So really, we're just living in depleted soil, depleted food, void of nutrition, and so we're waking people up to the problem about this. That's like the first form of activism, exposing Monsanto, exposing the dangers of glyphosate, the impacts that it has on our overall health, our gut health. And then, of course, solutions, which is our biomedic. It's really the only solution available that is removing this toxin from our gut and helping us to basically rebuild our gut microbiome and improve our absorption. And it's so important that we're cleansing out this toxin, and we're doing our best to wake up the public about this and the importance of, being consciously aware of food that it has been sprayed with glyphosate. So that's our first form, our mission is this activism.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like you hit on so many incredible points there, and I feel that, it's one of the driving forces of what we do, is really just getting out there and being an activist for regenerative soil, like, I just imagine in the future all of our soil being regenerative soil, all of our fruits and our vegetables being to its max potential and max capacity for our body and our nutrition. Such incredible points. I feel like that leads me into speaking about personal development, because I feel like there are so many incredible ways that we are activists, but without personal development alongside this business, it would be very difficult for us to speak about these things because it's so important. And in this business, you get to develop new skills. You get to really just hone in on not only how you'd like to work the business, but what things do you want to improve about yourself? You know, like myself personally, I found like my confidence has, skyrocketed since being a part of this business. And I definitely attest that to this business because it allows me to step out of my comfort zone so often, and in a judgment-free zone, in a zone that is just welcoming of who I am and what I want to put out there in the world, essentially. And one of the biggest parts of this, being a part of this business, is breaking down our limiting beliefs. And I mean, there's so much out there online in terms of how our limiting beliefs affect our life and affect our ability to be successful. And with this business, we get to do that with our team. We get to do that with real people, break down what is stopping us from being successful and what is stopping us from expanding our viewpoint in terms of how we see ourselves successful, how we see ourselves, gaining monetary value for what we're doing out there in the world. And with this business, it's important to have some sort of structure and some sort of plan, when you're going into this, because, just like with anything, with any form of entrepreneurship, when you're working for yourself, going into this with a structure, with a plan of how you want to do this is going to be really helpful long term. And I had no plan going in, I really didn't. And I picked up a plan as I went. But, that really just kind of comes back to, like, why we want to do this, And as I went along, my plan kind of clarified itself to me.
That's beautiful. Yeah, personal development is a huge component, and that's actually part of the work. Like, that's I would consider that work in this business. And, we don't have to do it alone. We have all the tools. We have the support. We have all the training. So you're not just kind of going personal development, like, where do I start? Well, we have Wednesday mastermind call. Isn't like that the most amazing one, where we get to process and share with our community? Monday getting started right, really strategizing our week and setting the pace and the tone so that we're motivated and we know what steps to follow. We have all of the tools in this business. Another, topic of what we do here is a health-related one, and it's not just supporting other people in their health. I'll get to that, but I'm going to start with healing ourselves. Part of this business is really living this lifestyle, okay, eating this nutrition and treating your body with love and respect and giving it the best optimal nutrition, because when we start healing our bodies, when we start healing ourselves and living this healthy lifestyle, we start showing people what's possible. And so I think that is a really important key factor here. If you're not into health, this business isn't for you, because you're not going to want to eat these superfoods daily. You're not going to want to work on yourself, and you're not going to want to make a shift in other people. And so you have to have that driving force to want to shift your own health. And health is all encompassing. It's the personal development, it's your mindset, it's your confidence, it's your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, all of it. And in this business, we're really working on our full, like, all encompassing health. And we're showing people what's possible by sharing vulnerably and talking about the things that we're doing, the solutions that we're finding, and just the benefits that we're experiencing. And then that's committing to this lifestyle. So when we commit to this lifestyle, we show other people that this is not a one and done company. This is not buy your products 1 month, take it for 30 days, and then never take it again. This is a transformation company. And so we are committing to this lifestyle. And by doing so, we are actually showing people that if they want lasting, permanent change, they need to commit to this lifestyle too. And, you know, we're showing people how to do it with a 90-day commitment. You know, we used to do 30 days, but we realized you just can't form habits. You can't overcome addictions in 30 days. 90 days is really where you create permanent, lasting change. And so that's kind of how we start people off when they join with the superfoods. We start with 90 days so that they can really experience lasting change. But most people who do 90 days, they live this lifestyle. They don't stop at 90 days. They're just like, I love this. I don't want to go back to the way I was feeling. You know, I just want to continue on with this lifestyle. And for myself personally, committing to this lifestyle 2.5 years in, I've been able to transform so much about my health, and it's just showing me that every additional month that I add on these superfoods, new health benefits come. And it takes years to overcome chemical addiction, drug use, pharmaceutical use, and for myself, it was 18 years of pharmaceutical use. I'm not going to detox this in 2 years. I've made significant changes, but I'm nowhere near where I'm going to be, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 7 years from now. And we know that it takes 7 years to regenerate your cells and to create a whole new you. So this is what we are showing people, and we are actively doing it ourselves, and we're offering natural solutions. You know, we're teaching people about epigenetics, guys, the potential to transform our health through our mindset, through what we put in our bodies, that it is possible to heal ourselves, and that Purium can be a tool along your path of doing so. So that's the little bit on health, which kind of goes into education.
Yeah, totally. You know, I feel like, you know, I love what you said about the fact that it takes time to make these changes. You know, like for 18 years you had been intaking pharmaceuticals, and it does take time for the body to not only detox that, but to really just wrap our mind around what happened to our body during that time. And sometimes during that 18 years, I could imagine it'd be hard to like educate yourself on it at the same time as enduring it, you know? And sometimes when we're outside of it, we actually gain more knowledge. Myself personally, I didn't know too much about gut health a year ago. Now I know so much, you know, and one of the big key factors is learning that gut health is equal to our mental health, that our brain health is connected to our gut health, was such a game changer. And it is such an element of this business to teach people that their gut is connected to their brain, and that this connection is one of the things that we need to be paying attention to if we are to feel our state of being and our lifestyle shift. It does take a commitment in order for our body to make these changes, because when we're looking at our health, it's important to make that commitment to really not only educate ourselves about why gut health is important, but to really commit to seeing the change long term, which is basically committing to that 90 days and then seeing where you are after that 90 days, reassessing, you know, what things look like. Essentially, you know, I feel like what the biggest thing is in terms of education is that eating organic food is not enough anymore. We need to be eating food that has come from regenerative soil. And the reason is because the food out there now isn't taken from regenerative soil. It's going to take a lot of food. I mean, a lot of, you know, in terms of volume, like a high amount of volume of food in order to get the same nutrition that these foods provide. And I didn't understand that. It took me a while to wrap my mind around it. And as it would for many people, you know, like I watched you transform, and that really changed things for me. Watching somebody tangibly change really changes the game, really changes how we look at things. In terms of, you know, I kind of just want to dip into like the network marketing aspect of this and the residual income aspect of this. Now, network marketing has been part of the field of entrepreneurship for so many years. You know, more than 30 years this has been in the field of entrepreneurship. But only now are we seeing that this is going to be huge in terms of upcoming business. and that network marketing is really just a beautiful way to not only self-develop, but to make a residual income that makes sense. But like you said, if you're not really into health food, if you're not really into that aspect, it's going to be a difficult business to, to enjoy and to have fun in. And a lot of people, I want to kind of hit on like the fact that how we work this business is by having fun, is really by like looking at ourselves exactly who we are and shining our light as bright as possible. And in doing that, we get to share our own knowledge with our teams. We get to share our skill set. Whatever we came in with the business with, we get to share it with our team and with the people that are also involved with Purium. And one of the biggest things I think right now is the recession that's on the rise. And I think that a lot of people may be trying to find ways to build a residual income business, but not knowing how to do that. And this opportunity provides a very straightforward way for that to happen. And in terms of, the way that our world is looking right now, if we're not building a residual income business, unfortunately, our finances will suffer during this recession because there's going to be a lot of layoffs. I'm already seeing people fired. And I mean, people are getting fired from their job that they've been at for 25 years, where like there's almost no heart in it. They're just gone after, having seniority, having, a place of management in their field of work. And it's incredible to think that when we are building a network marketing business, a residual income business, there's no one to fire us. We're our own boss. We get to make those decisions, right? We get to make a decision as to whether we want to keep going or whether we quit. And essentially, for those who don't know, Purium offers one of the top 10 master affiliate programs on the planet. I mean, there is a lot of them out there, and I've done my fair share of research to look at the income and compensation plan as well as what is being offered by each company. And by far, the generosity with Purium is just through the roof. Like, just to say one thing in terms of our education, we get to receive more than $30,000 worth of training. And this is like business training, this is mindset training, goal setting training, and it doesn't just stop at a certain number of weeks like it does with a 9-to-5 job. You know what I mean? You get trained and that's it. This continues throughout your business. So that way you keep skill building, you keep building your knowledge and your skill set, and you're able to just expand your business and your mindset in such an incredibly beautiful way.
So good. And I love how that's a lot. Like, I feel like the education piece was the biggest one so far. It's educating the public about our movement, about organic nutrition, educating them about these new income structures and why it's so important. Because a lot of people, like, if they've never lived residual income, they don't know. And we're here experiencing it now, and we have solutions. Like you said, like, we're educating people about solutions. It's not just solutions for gut health and better nutrition. It's solutions for better wealth, a better income stream, a better, system for supporting yourself, really, to have more time freedom and location freedom. And it's just been so incredible to be living this experience, because when I started, I really just got into it for health reasons. But it's snowballed into this incredible business. Our team has grown. We get to work together every day. It's so much fun. So that education piece was big. And I feel like part of the education is teaching us how to connect with and support people. And that's the next topic that I want to touch on, is that's a huge part of our business. We are reaching out to people. Right? A lot of people are looking for solutions, and our job is to provide those solutions. But how do you do that when you're shy, or when you're not, you sometimes when people start this business, they're scared to maybe recommend a product because they don't want to sound salesy, So we get all of this training in the business of how do you reach out to people? How do you make them feel heard and supported? How can you connect with people in the world and communicate with them in a way that is supporting to them and offering them solutions and not pushing them away. And, you know, we make mistakes in this business. We have intentions to reach out to people, especially when we first start. And sometimes it's premature and people, you know, are turned off by that. So we learn in this business how to gracefully and eloquently reach out to people in a way that is received and in a way that's positive, right? And a lot of that is learning how to communicate, learning how to listen, learning what questions to ask. Like when someone opens up to us, when we finally built a rapport, enough for someone to open up to us about their problems, whether it's financial or whether it's with their health, you know, how do we support them further? What questions do we ask them? So this is like part of the training that we get, and this is part of our job. It's actually a huge part of our job, is connecting with people, building a relationship, supporting them, and offering solutions, and also holding their hands while they transform. This is a big one, guys. Like I said, we don't just sell the products and then see you later. They get the product, and then we follow up week 1. We follow up week 2. Like, what do you like about the products? Which products do you like? Which do you not like? What's working for you? What's not working for you? Why? Is it supporting your autoimmune condition? Are you having better sleep? Do you need more resources? Like, if they reach a dead end with me and they need additional support, like they actually need to speak to a medical practitioner, we have medical practitioners on our team, people that have these kind of nutritionists, naturopaths, like gut repair specialists. We have so many people on our team that have transitioned from the medical world into Purium, and these people, it's our job to connect them to these resources and these individuals who have added extra support. It's connecting them to our social media support groups, like our Purium Lifestyle Transformation Support Group on Facebook, where they can reach out to a larger community of people who are all, you know, enjoying these superfoods, going through their transformation, have similar questions, have answers, so that they feel this support, right? And that's the beauty of this business. You're not their only, you know, line of support. They have so many resources. Like anyone who buys a product from me has my ongoing support, lifelong. That's free. It comes with the business. It comes with the products, but then they can also reach out to you for support. And then they can reach out to the larger community through these social networks that we have. And if they need additional support, they tell me, and then I connect them to someone else who has more information from them. And on top of that, we not just like our own personal support, but we have resources. We have literature. We have videos, articles, research. A lot of people want to know, how does this product, how are these superfoods going to help me with cancer, with inflammation? What's the connection? How does it work? What's in the ingredient? How are these foods really grown? Like, people want transparency too. They really want to know. Like, you're claiming that your foods are organic and GMO free. Well, I want more information on this. So our job is to provide this information, and we have a wealth of resources and knowledge that we just connect them to. So we are connecting them to information. And let's see. Oh, I covered it all. Yeah, so this is a huge component of our business is connecting and reaching out to people.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that is one of my favorite parts, is coaching people and just, you know, holding people's hand as they make these choices for themselves and as they commit themselves to a better health and a better lifestyle for themselves to live. And I feel like this kind of leads me into talking about the sharing economy, because I feel that, you know, this business is based on sharing. It's based on sharing our story. It's based on sharing not only our skills and our gifts that we have picked up along the way, our story of, of transformation, and being able to just basically share where we came from and where we are now as a result of adding these foods into our lifestyle. The other thing, in terms of how this is a part of the sharing economy, is we literally get to share gift codes with others that want to try this lifestyle for themselves. And what this really means and what this brings to light is the fact that it's like a gift. It's a gift economy, you know, and people get to enjoy a certain amount off of their products right off the get-go as a gift for their commitment to their health, which I found to be such a beautiful addition to this business. And I feel that that is why things function like a well-oiled machine within this business. It's because of this gifting economy. It's because of the level of integrity and sharing that is involved, and the openness of like, yes, okay, so you would like to try, well, I have a gift code for you. You get to have money off of your products, you know, just off the hop. But the other thing in terms of the sharing economy that I want to talk about is economical empowerment. And this is such an important aspect of this business because out there are so many different occupations where men and women are, not only are they divided in terms of skill set, but they're divided in terms of monetary value and financial pay. So with this business, everybody is as equal as it gets. You know, like men and women are treated equally, no matter where you are in terms of rank, no matter how long you've been in this business. I've experienced even down to the owners and people who work on our sidelines, for example, in terms of customer service. Everyone involved has such a heart and such integrity and intention for what is to happen. And I feel like that is what really makes the sharing economy such a key aspect of this. And without it, it would be very, I don't know, it would be void of something, you know? And by having this as a part of our day-to-day life in terms of how we conduct ourselves in our business is incredible, because people, you know, we are all as humans really attracted to sharing. You know, we've been taught this from a very young age, and sharing is such a key aspect of anything growing, you know. One of the elements of this business is that we not only share our stories, and we share other stories of transformation and of financial transformation as well, but we host mega Zooms. And this, I feel like, is one of the most fun things to do, excuse me, because we get to invite people who are curious about the business, curious about the foods, to just come and listen to a topic. And we get to cover all kinds of different topics, from skin health, gut health, mental health, financial support, you know, anything from health to financial stability is really what we like to cover in our mega Zooms. And I feel like it is such a embedded component with our team as well, because it's so important that, you know, we're not only sharing, but we're inviting people to just come and learn about this. You know, it really doesn't take anything to just come and learn about these foods and learn about the business itself.
Beautiful. Yeah, and I mean, I think that expands into the next topic, which is leadership, which I think you have that one to cover, but I wanted to touch on, as our business grows, which is organically what's going to happen when you stay long enough in this business, is you're going to have the opportunity to step into your leadership even more and coach people in this business, you know, and that is so beautiful. Like, a lot of this Purium business is about coaching people, whether it's in the business or whether it's coaching them through a lifestyle. You're helping people, right? And so can you touch on the leadership? And there's so many different facets to leadership in this business, but anyone joining into Purium, you will find that you are a leader. And, you know, you may not be a natural born leader, and that's okay. There's all kinds of people who join Purium who've never done anything like this before. They get all of the training, and all of a sudden they're stepping into this leadership and seeing a side of themselves that they have never seen before. And that's what's happened with me in this business as well. Hosting mega Zooms, hosting calls, coaching people on my team, supporting people through this business. It's been an incredible journey of leadership. So can you touch on all of those areas that people can explore?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like leadership is also one of the key things. It kind of goes in hand with the sharing economy. And excuse me. In terms of leadership, you know, I mean, it's hard for people sometimes to imagine themselves in a leadership role. And this business really does uplift the mindset to recognize your own form of leadership. And in terms of how we engage our roles of leadership, we have training calls and team calls that we host with our team. We get to come together and connect as real people, you know, and talk about how our business is going. But then beyond that, like, we go deep. We get to talk and, you know, be heart to heart with each other and really just enjoy each other's presence. But beyond that, we get to step into a form of leadership that allows us to come about ourselves in a different way, especially when we're having a health transformation of our own. Our leadership is almost like hand in hand with our health, essentially. And one of the things I love about this is leading group transformations, and seeing people transform together is such a beautiful experience to have. And when I'm in that role of leadership, I'm having the most fun, I find, because I get to speak with multiple people who are on the same journey, transforming their health together and taking these steps, these sometimes monumental steps with their health and their wellness. And, you know, I know you touched on coaching people in terms of in the business and coaching people with their health and their wellness. But something I particularly like is the fact that we get to help guide people through their transformation and their business. We get to help them understand this business and what it will mean for them to truly uplift their life, not only by means of their own health transformation, but by the means of having a residual income business where you can literally make money while you sleep. And in terms of leadership, this beckons so many different types of leaders. I know that you and I have been in this long enough to see so many different kinds of people come into this business. And this business is literally for anyone who is driven, humble, hungry, and willing to put in what it takes to really just bring about something that can be alongside of their 9-to-5. And I wanted to mention that quickly because sometimes people may think, like, do I need to focus all my attention in on this business? And it's not really the case. You can work this business and have a 9-to-5 job if you so desire, until, of course, this business is making you well beyond what you could have imagined, you know, in terms of when you enter. So in terms of leadership, you may find your leadership in this business. You know, if you haven't found your form of leadership yet, it may reveal itself to you.
So beautiful. And that like sparked a topic for me to share, because when I started this, I just got into it for the nutrition component. I was healing. I was feeling so much better. People were asking me about it. So I said, okay, I'll join the business. But I joined part-time. And I had 2 other businesses that I was successful in. I'm a circus performer, so I'm in the entertainment district. But then also, like, I'm a coach, right? I coach people in flexibility at home. So I already had these 2 businesses going, and Purium was what I would call my side hustle. It was like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But as I committed to the lifestyle and started to really work on my own transformation, people wanted these products. And just sharing my story alone was enough for people to be like, okay, what is that? I want to know. So I began to step into these different areas of the business, because in the beginning, all I was doing was just sharing my story on social media. That's it. But this business grew, and I grew with it, and I started to pick up other areas of the business. I started hosting my mastermind calls with my team. That was a new level of leadership that I didn't do for like a good year and a half or something. Mega Zooms is something that I've just stepped into this new courage of my leadership, and I want to do more Mega Zooms. I've been pretty scared to do that because it's a bit more public speaking and educating the public, you know. And so when you join this business, you don't have to do all of these things that we just listed. right? Some people come into this business with different goals. You might just want to pay your superfoods, maybe $50 to $100 a month or $200 a month, and maybe that is the extent of your business, and you just want to share these gift cards. Maybe you want this to be your number one business. Well, if you want this to be your full-time income, you're going to have to step into all forms of leadership and really tap into all the areas that we just covered here, and so there's no like one size fits all, right? And when you're joining this business, there's no pressure to have to go into all of these things right away. But if you are someone that's driven and you do have bigger goals, we have systems in place for you and support for you to actually grow your business fast and to make all of these bonuses that the company rewards us with that are so generous to reward us with. And yeah, I just wanted to put that out there because for some of you, you want to join this business and maybe all of these tasks in front of you seem so scary, but we just wanted to show you what's available for you and what you have the potential to step into. But it's really up to you how far you want to work this business, how you want to work this business, what leadership looks like to you. And I think that's what's so beautiful about this type of business is the freedom to choose how you want to work it based on your goals, based on what works with your schedule, your lifestyle. I mean, I know when I started, I only had about an hour a day throughout the week. So maybe, 7 hours throughout the week of time that I could allocate to this business. And a lot of it was sharing my story and educating the public on this nutrition and doing some lives from time to time, like what we're doing right now. But now, I've shifted. This business has become my number one focus and my number one business that supports me now financially. And I put in more time because I've made that transition. So it's really up to you. And I don't know if you have anything you want to touch on about what I just brought up, Kushirawa.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to speak to when I first began, like versus now. When I first began, I could recognize that there was a recession on the rise. But I mean, we've kind of been preparing for this because of COVID. And I've always been interested in residual income, and I found myself really attracted to this after watching you transform for a year. But also, I looked at the facts, and the compensation plan was super attractive because of how generous it is to its people coming into this business fresh and new. And, I remember thinking, wouldn't it be great to have time freedom? Wouldn't it be great to have location freedom and be able to just roam where I would like to roam with that sense of being free of the constraint that the 9-to-5 has? And I mean, it was broken down at one point. We sleep, for 7 to 8 hours a night. Let's say we go to work for 7 to 8 hours. That's already 16 hours or so out of our day gone, right? And we only have a few hours then to cook and eat and rest again for the next day. So that's the 9-to-5 hustle. Whereas this allows you to choose your hours. You choose from where you want to work, meaning you can go anywhere you want in the world. As long as there's a Wi-Fi signal, you're good. And you get to decide for yourself how you want to build your business, with whom you want to build it with, and you really just have the freedom to do this in a way that is unique to yourself. And I remember like a few months in, I was just so impressed by everyone and the amount of change, because I had looked back and just looked up different people's transformations and their business stories, and I saw that, okay, I can actually make this function in my life. And a few months after that, it was like, wait a second, I'm actually really enjoying this, and that this is the next stake in my career, so to speak, right? So just like you said, at first for you it was a side hustle. For me it was a side hustle, and now it's my main gig, so to speak. So yeah, it's just been a very amazing time. And for anybody who doesn't know too much about this opportunity, you really don't have anything to lose. With this recession on the rise, building a residual income business, especially in the health and wellness sector, is where you want to go. Because let's face it, health and wellness right now is like the main frontier of the planet, okay? And we all need food, and we all need to have healthy bodies. And this is really at the center of what this opportunity offers.
So beautiful. My gosh, we summed that up so well. For any of you interested, really, like just listen to this call again, you know, and go through and take it all in. I mean, this business has offered me so much in the last 2 years, and it's kind of crazy to see how far I've come, how much I've grown in like myself and strengthened all of my skills. And this really is a business too that allows you to use the skills that you do have. You know, like for me, I was in social work and special care counseling before this. And there was just too much pressure, number one. Too much, it was political, bureaucratic, so many policies, so many limitations on my ability to connect with people and truly help them. And once I started to see that, I realized that I didn't want to work in these systems. There was no freedom to really connect with people and really make a change. And I didn't like the pressure of it all. And so now transitioning into Purium, it's like I get to use all these skills that I've amassed in terms of, you know, connecting with people, offering solutions, building programs, making a change, right? I've always wanted to help people, but I've wanted to access them more, and I've wanted to do it in my own way, and this business has allowed me to do that. You know, some people have really exceptional social media skills and editing skills, and they come into this and are like, oh, we have to make reels and stories and share our stories. It's like a piece of cake for them. And the beauty of this is we all come in to this business with certain skills. And this is where the leadership component comes into play, is that I may do a call or a live on any of the skills that I have that I'm really good at and share it with my team. And so will you. And so even if you're missing a skill and you're feeling insecure because you've never learned this, like we have a lot of people who come into this business and they've never posted a story. They don't know how to make a reel. These people are doing incredibly well in their business right now, and they are popping out reels like it's nobody's business. How did they learn that in the span of 1 month? They have had a whole team support them and coach them and train them through it all, and we're training each other in our own team as well. So really, like, you have nothing to lose, everything to gain in this business. You have all the support, all the training needed, and any skills that you have, you get to step into your leadership and you get to pass this, pay it forward. And I think that is the most incredible part of this business, is that's how you empower yourself and where you derive your worth, because you're showing up with all of the strengths and skills that you do have, and you get to impart them onto other people. There's nothing more rewarding than that.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. It's like the ultimate pay it forward business. It really is.
Totally. I think this call should have just been called Pay It Forward. Beautiful. Did you have any last words you want to share?
I mean, for those of you who are curious about this opportunity, just feel free to reach out to us. You know, if you have any questions, get curious, you know, really get curious. Get in your, like, childlike mindset and just get curious, you know. If this is an opportunity for you, you're going to know. As soon as you start asking a few questions, the way will be made clear. And this is an opportunity for all to take advantage of, because really, we need to start facing the fact that a recession is coming. I mean, it's already here. Like I keep saying, it's on the rise. It has already arrived. So, I mean, it's so important for us to consider what residual income will look down the line and in the future, because the next few years will be tough for anybody who doesn't have a way of building residual income. This is a beautiful way of doing that.
Beautiful. And I mean, if you're already into nutrition, all right, and you already care about your health, and you're already eating these superfoods, then it makes sense to join the business, because like I said at the beginning of this call, how many products do you love that you mention to your friends and family that they purchase and you don't make commissions off of? And you're supporting another company and they're not supporting you. And so it's just, to me, like a no-brainer. If I'm drinking this every single day and I'm talking about it and people are asking me about it and people want to buy it, why wouldn't I want this beautiful company to support me and pay me commissions for my personal share and educating the public, right? And so, yeah, it's just a no-brainer to share because you care. You're already eating it, right? It's just such an easy business to have in your life and to talk about. And yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions at all, please reach out to us. I'm so happy we could do this call and share all of the topics with you guys. We don't just sell products. You know, we are a transformation company, and we are transforming lives together, and we get to have so much fun doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. It was so lovely to get to chat about this, and I feel like it's just particularly important for people to understand the different elements of this opportunity and what it might mean for them, especially with what is going on in the world right now. Like I said, we're at a point where the focus is health and nutrition. That's the focus of our planet right now. And to build residual income off of helping others with their health and wellness is a game changer, a complete game changer.
The most rewarding business ever. Thank you so much, Kushirawa, for splitting up these topics with me. It's so much fun doing this with you. I love that we get to work together every day. It's amazing. So you guys, you have any questions, please reach out to Kushirawa or reach out to myself. And definitely give this call a re-listen if you are curious about the business. Everything you need to know is in here. And hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day.
Awesome. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Have an amazing day, Adina.
Bye, guys. Bye, Kushirawa. Love you.
Love you, girl.